having dinner alone in a restaurant on Main Street at the height of the season, going to a party where the only person you know is the host, or driving on a long trip with no music or radio in complete silence. When I introduced myself in my icebreaker in August, I told you I was a first-time author. My book is The Pleasure of My Company, Finding the Motivation and Courage to Spend Time Alone. My premise is, many people miss out on life because they won't try something new, they won't go someplace interesting, or they won't visit someplace or take a class or whatever that might be, simply because they have nobody to accompany them. The fear of being alone in our society, I believe, should be addressed for several reasons. First, spending time alone actually enhances relationships. Second, you can create balance in your life when you add alone time to it. And third, solitude can enrich you socially, physically, and psychologically. Now let me explain. First of all, one of the things we notice about a person that draws us to a person is his or her story. Now, storytelling is timeless, and we all do it to one extent or another. But it's a personal story and the personal experiences that have the most value. They're the ones that can entertain, they can teach, and they can inspire your listeners and create an atmosphere of connection between other people in your life. But you need to build up that repertoire of stories that you have. And you can't do that sitting home alone, avoiding going out and participating in life simply because you have to do it by yourself. These are missed opportunities for creating stories that you can share with the people in your life. And sitting home and waiting for opportunities to come to you, that's not going to do it. Someone who participates in life, instead of sitting on the sidelines, is the one who has those solid, valued, and long-term relationships. As far as creating balance, Leonardo da Vinci offered us these wise words, and I'll quote, "Every now and then, go away and have a little relaxation. For when you come back to your work, your judgment will be surer. Since to remain constantly at work will cause you to lose your power of judgment. Go some distance away, because the work appears smaller, and more of it can be taken in at a glance, and a lack of any harmony or proportion will be more readily seen," unquote. Now, if one aspect of your life is monopolizing your time and energy, or if you're being pulled in a bunch of directions at once, kind of forced multitasking, and the cadence of your life is a little off kilter, well, what you need is detachment. You need to step away and create a breather in your life where you can catch your breath and catch your moments and catch your thoughts and get them better in perspective as to what's going on, to create that balance referred to by Da Vinci. If you have a problem you're working on, or a relationship you want to explore, or maybe a decision you've been putting off, you'll be better able to get a perspective on those situations by being detached from them for a while. Then you can come back with some new energy and some new feeling and ideas about them. Now, socially, physically, and psychologically, solitude is what helps in those areas of your life. Solitude enriches you. First of all, Esther Shaler Buchholz is the author of a book called The Call to Solitude, Alone Time in a World of Attachment. And she tells us, quote, when you're always surrounded by people and living life in the fast lane and not taking time to refuel, you're going to get irritable and you're going to push people away. Researchers say that having time alone can actually improve your social interactions and make you a better spouse, a better coworker, and a better friend. So socially, spending time in solitude is advantageous. Psychologist Peter Sutfeld did a study on the effects of living in extreme solitary conditions, restricted from environmental stimulation, such as a lone ocean voyage, or living in a polar station. And his comment is, the body's physiological response during times of solitude is similar to that of deep relaxation, especially if solitude is combined with reduced levels of distraction and sensory stimulation. This includes a lowered heart rate, lowered respiration, lowered blood pressure, lowered muscle tension, everything quiets, and a reduced production of stress hormones. And psychologically, well, solitude just takes you to a special haven where you can hear your inner voice. You can get back in touch with daydreams and thoughts and ideas that often get drowned out in the world of day-to-day living. You get to build your self-reliance and your self-confidence by spending time alone, and you bring that energy back into your day-to-day situation. So going to a restaurant alone in Park City, going to a party where you're the only person and the host that know each other, or taking a long drive in silence. These are all adventurous opportunities to get in touch with yourself and to create more stories for your life. My advice is don't miss out. Enjoy the pleasure of your company. Thanks.